Hello, I'm here on Church Street on this loud, busy, fun Sunday afternoon. There's a lot going on. Still waiting for the Liverpool Echo to interview myself, but don't hold your breath. You see, the Liverpool Echo is never going to interview Joe Owens because it doesn't want this message brought to a bigger audience, let's say, a wider community. They don't want this message reaching large numbers of people. It's reaching large numbers of people, and people now understand the message I'm pushing and what it means. You have to excuse me, it's getting really busy. People now understand, but so the Liverpool Echo wouldn't want to interview Joe Owens because my message then is going to reach more and more people. They don't want that. You see, what is now happening in our city? Cultural change is happening at such a fast pace. It's not happening on a yearly basis, a monthly basis, or a weekly basis. It's changing on a daily basis, right? That's what's happening. It is changing so quick. It's not a yearly, month, or weekly change. It's a daily change. Change is the word I should have used. So that's what is happening now to our city. So the last thing the Liverpool Echo wants is to interview Joe Owens and bring my message to a wider audience, right? You see, what is now happening to our glorious city, at the very least, is reckless irresponsibility, right? At the worst, it's criminal negligence, right? Because that's what's happening. This is our city. You can't just play about with it. You can't just replace its inhabitants, its culture, its ways, its beliefs, its values, its standards, and replace it with something else. If that's not reckless irresponsibility or criminal negligence, I don't know what is. But I bring this message so when a time arrives, people can act upon it by voting for a candidate opposed to cultural change, right? Because trust me, we are in the 11th hour. Our city is going to drastically change within the next 10 years. We must prevent this. We must oppose it, right? If we don't, everything Joe Owens has said sadly will be coming true. This city belongs to our children and our grandchildren. It doesn't belong to the new arrivals, their children or grandchildren. It belongs to ours. People have sacrificed a lot for this city. This is ours. All the new arrivals who've made Liverpool their home, God bless them. And welcome to becoming honorary Scousers, let's say. But it's time now to close the door, right? Because if we don't, within 10 years, trust me, the shift and the change in this city will be dramatic. And like I've said before, cultural change cannot be reversed. It's irreversible, right? It is irreversible. It cannot be reversed. Just look at other towns and cities across the country, right? Where cultural change has transformed those places into something completely different. Look at London. No more Cockney sparrows fly over London. London is a typical example of cultural change. There's many others, but we'll settle on London. You have to excuse me, it's getting very, very busy. And like I say, when it gets busy, you sometimes lose your line of thought. Get a bit tongue-tied, so bear with us. It's not easy, this, trust me, right? So we see what's happening to our glorious city. The change, that's the word, the change isn't happening on a yearly, monthly or weekly basis. It's happening on a daily basis. Our city is changing by the day, right? One only has to come and venture into the city centre to see this, because if the city centre is a microcosm of the city, then it's happening at a faster pace than I even believed, right? This is our city, it belongs to us. It's not hatred or prejudice against anyone else. I'm sure they'd feel the same if we all moved to their countries and their communities and we started imposing our ways, values, beliefs, standards, culture, character, identity on them. Of course they would, right? though I'm sure it would enrich a lot of places around the world. But anyway, all I'm saying, you see my point. So the Liverpool Echo is not going to interview Joe Owens because it doesn't want this message brought to a bigger community, a wider audience. It doesn't want that. It wants to just stifle this. It wants to pretend I don't exist. It wants to pretend what I'm saying, no one cares, it's a non-starter, when in fact the opposite is the case. I'm going to call time now because it really is getting busy, right? But I wait with bated breath when not the Liverpool Echo. Liam Thorpe is going to interview Joe Owens, but don't hold your breath. Like I say, the change that's happening in our city now, it's not a yearly, monthly or even a weekly event. It's a daily event. Our city's changing by the day. It is being culturally changed by the day. And like I said on a final note, I bring this message so the good people of this city can act upon it one day. And as a candidate opposed to the cultural change of our glorious city, they can vote for him. Because all I believe we need is just one fox amongst the chickens in Parliament, and that's the beginning of the end for the Liberals and the sellouts. Okay, thank you.